Once upon a time, in the realm of mortals, there was a god of war known as Ares. As the god of war, I held immense power and influence over the battles and conflicts that raged throughout the land. Mortals feared and revered me, for I was both their greatest protector and their most fearsome enemy. From the lofty heights of Mount Olympus, I watched over the world, observing the triumphs and tragedies that unfolded. Mortals would often call upon me in times of need, seeking my guidance and strength in their wars and struggles. They would pray for victory on the battlefield, or for protection from their enemies, believing that I, the god of war, held the key to their salvation. But I was not a mere disappear of power. I understood the true nature of war and its consequences. I witnessed the devastation it brought upon civilizations, the countless lives and the suffering endured. While I embraced my role as the god of war, I also carried a burden of responsibility for the consequences of my actions. In the mortal realm, I often walked among the warriors, unseen and unheard. I would whisper courage into their hearts and fill their veins with a burning desire to prevail, but I also witnessed the brutality and cruelty that war could unleash. Mortals, driven by their ambitions and lust for power, would commit unspeakable acts of violence, tearing families apart and staining the land with blood. Over time, I began to question my purpose as the god of war. Was my role solely to perpetuate conflict and destruction? Was there a way to guide mortals towards peace and understanding instead? These thoughts gnawed at my divine conscience, urging me to seek a higher purpose. Driven by this inner turmoil, I descended from Mount Olympus and ventured into the mortal world, taking the form of a warrior known as Kratos. In this mortal guise, I sought to challenge the very nature of war, to break the cycle of violence. Throughout my journey, I faced countless trials and tribulations. I battled mythical creatures and faced formidable foes, all while grappling with my own inner demons. But in the midst of the chaos, I learned the importance of empathy, compassion. Through my experiences as Kratos, I discovered that true strength lies not in the sword, but in the ability to choose peace over conflict, forgiveness over revenge. I realized that, as the god of war, my true purpose was not to perpetuate violence, but to inspire mortals to rise above their basest instincts and seek a higher path. And so I became a catalyst for change, guiding mortals towards a future where swords were sheathed and conflicts were resolved through dialogue rather than bloodshed. I offered my wisdom to kings and warriors, encouraging them. As the god of war, I played my part in shaping the destiny of humanity, not as a harbinger of destruction, but as a beacon of hope and enlightenment. Mortals began to understand that true strength lay in unity, compassion, and thus my tale as the god of war turned into a tale of transformation, a story of a divine being who dared to question his own nature and inspire mortals to embrace a brighter future.